long rebound. Steph, no timeout with 6. At 5, Curry for the lead.
The game is a game. 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 Always, always, always.
Bonjour à tous, on continue notre plongée dans ces Jeux Olympiques. Lundi, c'était la preview de l'équipe de France masculine, hier celle de l'équipe féminine, et aujourd'hui on poursuit avec un sujet sur l'équipe la plus dominante du basket mondial, les filles de Team USA. I'm going to switch to English now to introduce the expert I'm lucky to be with today, the super talented American writer, Eden Laase. Eden, I'm really happy to have you on the pod today. You already know that, but you have been my favorite basketball writer for a few years now. I just love your work on college basketball and on the WNBA. Where can we read your most recent work?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited to be here with you. My most recent writings can be found on Yahoo Sports. I've been doing a lot of WNBA coverage for them, and I will continue to do more, and college basketball as well.
Great. I can't wait to read your future work, maybe on the Olympics.
I don't think I'll be doing much on the Olympics. We'll have a little break here, but I'll be certainly watching them, and I'm excited to talk about it with you.
Okay, so let's talk about the team in itself. How is the team perceived in the US? I know some people wanted to see different players, maybe to see Caitlin or Arike. Arike was incredible during the All-Star game. Do you think this team is the best that could be sent to Paris?
I think Arike probably should have been on the team. I think it's hard when you watched her in the All-Star game kind of dismantle Team USA the way she did, and especially when you consider that she did this the last time Team USA played Team WNBA as well. It feels like a miss on the part of, the people making the decisions to not put her on the team. But overall, I think it's a really great squad. I think the feelings around Team USA are almost always the same in that Americans expect them to win, right? They've set the standard, they haven't lost an Olympic game in 55 games. So they're expecting them to go and win the gold medal kind of regardless of who we send over there. And I do think that this is a very, very talented team. There's a lot of experience on the team, but there's also some first-time Olympians that I'm excited about. So while I do think there's definitely a case for Arike Ogunbowale to be on the team, I don't think her absence is going to make, a huge difference.
Yeah, probably not. And what about Caitlin? Because she said during the All-Star game that she was exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally, that she needed this break. She immediately went to the draft after playing the NCAA final. And even if she's amazing, I'm not sure she's a top 12 player yet, but she will be, of course, definitely. But a lot of people seem to think that she should have been on this US team too. Do you think she had her chance?
I think I agree with you that she's not ready yet. She will be, and we're going to see plenty of Caitlin Clark on Team USA, for years to come. I'm sure she'll get her shot at the gold medal. Probably in 4 years, she'll be on the team. But there's definitely a lot of fatigue on her end as well. Like you mentioned, the college season goes right up into the WNBA season. And especially for a player like Caitlin Clark, who's so high usage, right? She has the ball in her hands all the time. She's always making plays. She's running up and down the court like crazy. Iowa barely ever subbed her out. So I think the break will be really good for her. And I also think another thing is, whether or not I think she's ready to play on Team USA yet, she is a player that's tough to just put into a team, right? She's not necessarily a system player. You have to kind of design everything around her for better or for worse. And so with a team like this that's, getting ready to go to the Olympics, she didn't have any time with them really. There wouldn't be a lot of practice time for her. I think it would be really tough for her to get put on this team and to make the impact that we know she can make. So I think the next Olympics would probably be better for her than if she was just thrown into this one.
Yeah, and the future is exciting too, because there are players like Angel Reese, of course, Paige Beckers, Cameron Brink. I mean, as a French fan, I'm not sure we're gonna see the gold medal really soon, but these American teams are always very exciting to watch. What about Diana Taurasi? She's 42. She's Diana Taurasi. I met her in Belgium. She's so charismatic. She has this aura. I understand why she's needed in a group, even if she's not a top 12 player anymore. Plus the history part with since no one has ever won 6 gold medals. Do a lot of people in the US complain about DT being on the team, or does everyone think she deserves to be on the team?
There's definitely some controversy around her being on the team. I think people see two sides. One is like she's had her time on the Olympic team. A lot of times she's made a great impact. You know, she has 5 medals, 5 gold medals. So maybe it's time for someone else to step in. But then on the other hand, there's people who agree with what you said in that, you know, she knows what it takes to win a gold medal. She's such a great leader, such a great person to have in the locker room and on the court. So, you know, she's good for the team. She really keeps them grounded, I think, and can help a lot of those younger players. And even the vets, you know, they can always turn to her to see like what they need to do, how to approach games. The funniest thing to me is before every game, my sisters will text me and be like, I just don't know why Diana Taurasi is on the team. And then the last 2 games, she's opened the game with a 3-pointer and they're like, oh, okay, never mind. Like she can still really play, you know, she's so good. So talented as a scorer in particular. I don't think I mean, gosh, I'm not in charge, thank goodness, right? But I don't think I would have put her on the team personally because I do think there's a lot of talent. You know, like we mentioned, someone like Arike Ogunbowale, someone like, you know, Nneka Ogwumike, if she wanted to play, I think would have been good. Obviously, they don't play the same position, but you know, there is a lot of talent. So I think a lot of people are excited for the opportunity for her to win a 6th medal, but also there's kind of like the, you know, who's waiting in the wings that we could see play.
I thought she was joking for 3 years ago when she said see you in Paris. 3 years ago, 2 years ago when Subert the last Subert's game, I think she said see you in Paris, and I thought it was just DT joking, but here she is in Paris.
Right. Yeah, who knows? We'll see what she says after this Olympics. But
yeah, and the next Olympics are in LA, yeah. So she might try to be there too. But
who knows? Who's going to tell Diana Taurasi that she can't, right?
Yeah. In terms of players, who would you say are the most important and or valuable players on the team?
I think first and foremost, it's always going to be A'ja Wilson, right? I think she's the best player in the world, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. So far this season in the WNBA, she's averaging 27 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks per game. So in terms of a player that makes an impact on, you know, offense and defense, there's really no one who does it like A'ja does. She's so talented, and every year she just gets better, right? You know, she's always been such a great post player, but then we started to see her kind of shoot threes and take people off the dribble from the perimeter. So when that's happening, it's really hard to guard her. And then when you have her playing alongside someone like Breanna Stewart, who's already really skilled, you know, in both the guard and the post position, like they can stretch the floor and they can run a really great 2-man game that I think is so hard to defend, right? Because a lot of teams have really good one-on-one defenders that you can maybe put on A'ja, put on Breanna Stewart, but who has 2 high-level defenders that can guard them at the same time?
Yeah. And I think I will also put Napheesa Collier in there because she's not maybe the most famous player on the team, but I saw her play in Belgium for the qualifier, and she was the best player on the team. So A'ja wasn't there, Breanna was there, but Napheesa was incredible, 2-way player. I think she really became one of the best players in the world these past few months. Yeah, I think, and I'd also put her there, even if she's not the most famous player on the team, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. I think you and I have long been big fans of Napheesa Collier and the way she plays. You know, she is very understated, like you said, but she really does a little bit of everything. 20 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, 3.7 assists, 2.2 steals right now in the WNBA. And she's, you know, leading this Mystics team to be a potential title contender. So I think we'll definitely see that on the court for the Olympics. You know, this is her 2nd Olympics, so she knows what to expect now. And also there's a lot of comfortability with her because Cheryl Reeve is her coach in the WNBA as well. And she really trusts her. So I like Nafisa Collier as well. I really like what she does in terms of her turnaround game. You know, she can shoot off 1 foot. There's a lot of, you know, guard skills there, post skills there. Similar to what I said about Asia and Brianna Stewart, is like they're all really versatile, and I think that helps. I think Nafisa Collier can do almost anything they can do. She just is a little bit more underrated, like you said.
Yeah. And who would you say is the X factor maybe of the team? Someone people might not necessarily expect as a game changer, but has a real chance to be crucial maybe in a tight game?
Sure. So there's a couple players that I would highlight. I think I'm really excited to see what Kahleah Copper is going to do in her first Olympic appearance. She didn't really play much in their exhibition games, but she's the player that can, you know, completely change things when she's on the court. She's so fast. She's so quick off the bounce. You know, it's really, really hard to stay in front of her when she's, you know, going downhill. And she just makes things happen, right, with the way she can get to the rim and open things up. She can also shoot to space the floor. Another person I'm excited about is Sabrina Ionescu. You know, she's a player a lot of people know, but she's making her first Olympic appearance. And I think there is a night and day difference between what Sabrina did last year in the WNBA and what she's doing this year. You know, it's pretty subtle. So if you're not watching Liberty all the time, like you and I are, people might not know, but you know, she really dedicated herself to becoming a better defender in the offseason. Yeah. I think she's a much better facilitator now. She's a great playmaker. You know, her IQ was off the charts. So I think if she gets the time, on the court, she'll make a huge impact. And then the last player I want to highlight is somebody who I know you're a big fan of, is Alyssa Thomas. We both love Alyssa Thomas. She's so unconventional. So, you know, if people in France or wherever are watching her for the first time and they see her little push shot, they might be confused as to what the heck is going on. But she has those 2 torn labrums, but she's still like the toughest player out there. Yeah. She's nearly averaging a triple-double. She does absolutely everything. She's so strong. And I think she's the kind of player that could make a huge impact just because she's a player that people don't really see someone like her often, especially, you know, in the European game. She is very different than what you'll see, you know, in Europe. So I think she's somebody who could definitely make a difference as well.
Yeah,
I know I basically just listed like half the team, but
yeah, I can't wait for people to see her during these Olympics, because yeah, like you said, I think she's still a little underrated. People who are not on the WNBA train all year don't realize how fantastic she has been as a playmaker and as a defensive player. So yeah, as an X factor, I'd say her. I'd also say Jackie Young, I think, who has been improving on and keeps on being greater every year. Even if she did not play that much in the last exhibition game, but she's fantastic too.
Yeah, she's someone that I kind of think of in the same way that I think of Kahleah Copper, in that I don't know how much time she's going to get, because it doesn't seem like, you know, Cheryl Reeve fully knows how to use her yet. But when she's on the court, she's so strong. You know, I don't know that there's anyone stronger in the WNBA after Alyssa Thomas than Jackie Young. Yeah. So you've got all that muscle packed into a guard body. She can get to the rim really well, and her 3-point shooting just gets better every year. So I'm excited to see what she does as well.
Yeah. Is there any weakness, maybe any hope you can see for the opponents? Because it seems difficult to imagine Team USA even lose a game, even in the group stage.
Yeah, I think there are weaknesses. I think there's weaknesses on every team, and you know, international play is getting better and better every year. Like Belgium is so talented. I think there's a lot of great players on France that I'm excited to watch. You know, China has some great players. So I think if you get them in the right spot, I think right now, Team USA doesn't necessarily look that in sync. They didn't in the All-Star game against Team WNBA, and they didn't really against Germany, even though they beat them quite handedly. I think they're still trying to figure out their schemes. They're still not really sure, you know, who is like the player to go to when they need a basket, right? Is it someone like Diana Taurasi, who's proven herself in the past, but is maybe, you know, not as good as she was the last Olympics? Diana, please don't be mad at me. I know you're very good. she's so tough. But is it someone like her? Is it someone like Asia? Is it someone like, you know, Brianna Stewart? Or is it, you know, one of the guards that like Ionescu or maybe Jewel Lloyd? Like, who do you go to when you need a basket? So I think that's something that they're figuring out. I think too, if you get them in the right situation, because there is so much pressure and expectation for Team USA to win every year, if a team takes them down to the wire and it's like a couple possession game at the end, like, the other team doesn't necessarily have much to lose because they're not expected to beat Team USA, but the Americans expect our team to win every year. So if you get them in a high pressure situation like that, they might not be ready for it.
Let's talk about the group stage. The USA will play Japan, Belgium, and Germany. It's probably the toughest group. Is there any of these teams that you think might be a challenge for Team USA? You spoke about Belgium. I also think Belgium is the second best team in this tournament. What do you think about the group stage in general, this group in particular?
Yeah, I think Belgium does have a good chance to beat Team USA in terms of just all the teams who has the best chance. They played back in February and it was really close. I think Team USA ended up winning just by 2 points. Yeah. And so I definitely anticipate Belgium also getting out of that group stage. They have a lot of really talented players. They have Emma Miesemann, who has been, a finals MVP in the WNBA, and she didn't play this year, strictly focusing on her national team. So she's clearly very locked in. That's a player that, could be a top 10 player in the WNBA if she was playing. She's, very talented. They've got Julie Van Loo, who I've had a lot of fun watching her play this year in the WNBA, a 31-year-old rookie. She's super high energy, super fun. And then also Julie Allemand, who's very experienced as well. I'm excited to see her play. So I think Belgium is the team that could potentially beat them. I don't really see them having trouble with the rest of their group.
Yeah, I just love this team. It's of course, apart from France, but it's my favorite team because they play such a magnificent and selfless brand of basketball, always looking for the extra pass. They love playing with each other. And like you said, they have one of the best players in the world with Emma Miesemann. But I'm excited to watch them play. And I wish they were in a different group, because there is a lot of pressure when you play with Team USA, and Germany and Japan are so pretty tough teams, because Japan is not the same team that than in 2021 in Tokyo, but Germany has the Sabali sisters now, so I'm a little worried for Belgium. I'm not that confident.
Yeah, I think Germany could be difficult as well. I think the biggest hindrance for Germany right now is that Satou Sabali doesn't look 100% healthy. Like, this is her first game action, and you can tell she's not quite herself, but I mean, they're still really, really talented team. Like, there were moments where it looked like they were gonna, apply some pressure to Team USA. Eventually Team USA ended up pulling away, but this is a really talented team in Germany. So I do think that they have a good chance to, beat someone like Belgium as well. So I'm excited for Team USA's group. I think it is the strongest group, like you said, and it'll be a really fun one to watch.
And even if Team USA is probably going to win the gold medal, there are other interesting teams in this tournament. Which ones are you the most excited to watch, and which players are you the most excited to watch too?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm really excited to watch Belgium. I'm also very excited to watch China. I think they've got some really talented players that, I've gotten to see a lot of. I've really been impressed with the way Li Yuru has developed this year. Her post game has gotten really, really strong. She's played very well for the Sparks. Li Meng also did some time in the WNBA. She's a really great shooter. And Han Shu is, 6'10" post player who can come out and shoot threes. Like, she's really fun and really different as well. So I'm excited about them. I'm also excited about France, because I know there's a couple players that have been drafted that we're going to get to see kind of for the first time. And then also, one of my favorite players, forget my pronunciation, Marie Johannès. I think she's amazing. She's so fun. She's been so missed in the WNBA this year. I can't wait to see her come back, but I'm excited to see her perform on the national stage, because again, there's no one like her. She's shooting threes off 1 foot. She's making crazy passes. She's so much fun. So I'm excited to watch her.
But I don't know if you knew that, but she's coming off the bench with the French.
What?
Yeah, I know. Everyone is always astonished, but she will come from the bench. It's a little complicated between her.
Do you think she should
coach.
come off the bench?
No, I don't. I think she should be in the starting five, just on her sheer talent. But yeah, it's sometimes it has been difficult between her and the federation, the coach. She missed the World Cup last year because
Yes.
she just needed 5 days to sign her contract with the Liberty, but yeah, the federation didn't want her to go there, so she was evicted from the team, and sometimes
that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, but yeah, now she's back, and she's probably gonna do some great stuff. But yeah, from the bench, it's a little surprising, but
interesting.
Yeah, she's still one of the most important players on the team, of course, with Gabby Williams. Of course, she's really, really exciting to watch. And yeah, other players like you said, Leila Lacan was who was drafted last year. Carla Late is not on the team. She was drafted by the Wings, I think. But yeah, we have a good team. I'm just a little I'm not that confident because I'm the last competitions were a little disappointing. So and it's at home, so there is a lot of pressure, and
yeah, for sure.
We do not tend to do that well under pressure. So
oh dear.
Yeah, we're not used to it. But
another team that I forgot to mention is Australia.
Yeah, of course.
They're also very good. I think Ezzy Magbagor is also a very underrated player. Excellent shot blocker, and I'm excited to see Lauren Jackson play again.
I am too.
It's wild that she's going to be playing again. It's so exciting to see, kind of a changing of the guard, if you will, with her, who's had so much experience both nationally and internationally and in the WNBA, and then players like Ezzy Magbagor who are coming along really well. Someone like Jade Melbourne who's so young and talented and is going to be making an impact. So I'm excited to see them.
Yeah, they have a lot of talented players. Rebecca Allen. I think they have 6 or 7 WNBA players, 1 or 2 that were drafted but do not currently play there. It's and we know how the Australians play. They're tough. They have this fighting DNA. They're always really, really tough to play against. So do you have a prediction maybe on the tournament? Who do you think will be on the podium in the end?
I would say Team USA will take home the gold. I could see Belgium or Australia being in there as well, either silver or bronze. What about you?
I'd say the same. I think Team USA 1, Belgium 2, and probably Australia 3. And of course, I hope France will beat one of those 2 teams to take the bronze, maybe the bronze medal. It would already be a great accomplishment. So yeah,
and in front of your home crowd. I know you said that's a lot of pressure, but it also can really help to have that home court advantage.
Yeah, for sure. I had one last question. I think the 2 best American teams were in 2012 and 2016. I mean, the roster is incredible in 2012 and 2016. Do you think this 2024 team can be as good as them or almost as good as them right now?
I think it remains to be seen. I think we have some players on this team that are going to go down as some of the best players in history. I do think, whether or not you think Diana Taurasi should be in this Olympics, she is one of the best players of all time. And granted, she was on those teams as well. And then we have, Asia Wilson, who is the best player in the world, and I think is going to go down as the best player in the WNBA by the time she's, in WNBA history by the time she's retired. So I think it could be. I have a lot of trouble saying oh, this will be the best team ever, right? Because recency bias really makes you think that the team you're seeing now is, so much better than other ones. But, I do think there have been some great players that we aren't going to see this year, like Sylvia Fowles. I loved watching her in the Olympics. She's someone who's so talented. And I wish hadn't retired. I think she still had a lot left to give, especially in the WNBA, but she seems quite happy with her decision. So I don't know if it's going to be the best team ever, but get back to me after the Olympics and maybe I'll have a different answer.
The 2016 team is incredible. I just watched it earlier. Lindsay Whalen, Simone Augustus, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, Angel McCutcheon.
Maya Moore, yes.
Brianna Stewart, Tamika Catchings, Elena Deledon, Diana Taurasi, Sylvia Fels, Tina Charles, Brittany Griner. It's wow, it's tough.
Just an insane lineup, right? So many good players. Yeah, I know. Maya Moore is another one that I'll always be wishing had played longer, but she's clearly doing great things with her life. But man, she was just such a special talent.
Of course, a GOAT potential for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I still think there's an argument that she could be the greatest of all time, but it's tough when you play a shortened career like she did.
Great, Eden. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to read your future work. To our listeners, follow Eden on the social media. I'm gonna put the Twitter account just under the video. Eden, enjoy the Olympics and talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to hopefully coming back someday.
Yeah, for sure. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
The game is out there, and it's either play or get played.